green screen up. And it's not giving me that. You know what?
You go to setting.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Hold up. Wait a minute. Move from stage. No. I'm gonna kick my own self out for dumb shit. I don't even care, man. Just let the bitch run how it run.
I'm running it. I only want to send me anything as my sponsor anyway. I gotta share it out and all that shit. So we got like 3 to 4 more minutes.
Oh shit. This is aggravating me.
I hate technology, bro.
Nah, it's like for some reason my laptop is telling me my oh. Got you. Hold on. I'm dumb as shit, bro. Hold on. I got you. They've been so stressful, bro. Jay.
All right, what's up, everybody? We're gonna kick it off with present to you. It's just a straight savvy presented to you by Country Boy Kev and Leo Indie Construction. We're gonna kick it off as always with my sponsor. He sent me a new song in. This is D Ward, and right here I got 2 wonderful gentlemen with me. We're gonna get to talking with them about what this game and this life. Some people confuse the two, and you're gonna be really wanting to know what these gentlemen got to say. So tap in, y'all. It's time to get straight savvy, and it's my birthday tomorrow, so you already know tonight is about to be fucking awesome. Thank y'all for joining me. We go ahead and tag him, and then we will get to rolling, y'all. This is D Ward. This is a new song he sent me. Can y'all hear it?
All right, I think I'll tap back now. I gotta just
put it on their head, man. I'll put it on their head. Whole Naptown, watch me put it on their head. Whole Southside, watch me put it on their head. Put it on their head, man. I'll put it on their head. Raw bitch, truth speaks in the booth, never meet. Business on site, grind hard with it straight. Give it sharp flow, 600 never weak. Music raw, truth told. Respect we 6 ride, bringing raw music, real talk, no gimmicks, just facts. Keep the 100 true, sharing every track. On site in the business, hustle hard, never slack. Raw lyrics, honest flow, authenticity intact. In the shadows we shine, never folding under heat. Diamond high, breaking ceilings every moment of feet. From the ground up we flex, haters can't touch. Melodies and slap, watch the flames go up. Every line hits deep like a fortress, no doubt. Truth is my strength with every single verse I stand out. Ain't a game, no disguise, just the realest of vibes. Man, I put it on their head.
I'll put it on
Put it on their head, man. I'll put it on their head. Whole Naptown, watch me put it on their head. Whole Southside, watch me put it on their head.
Okay.
Put it on their head, man. I'll put it on their head.
Later. What's that? Later.
Yo, Jay.
Yes, sir.
They be sending songs to your email?
Yes, sir.
What's your email?
It is J Davenport 09@gmail.com. Has to be MP3, please.
I'm sending you waveforms.
Shit. Shit ain't gonna get played then. I'm gonna look at it and I'll listen to it, but yeah, it ain't gonna get played.
It ain't getting played though.
Huh?
It won't play. He can't run waveforms.
No.
Dude, people get so pissed off. I'm like, bro. And they send me YouTube links. I'm like, man, we'll get flagged for copyright. Well, it's my song. I'm like, I get it, bro, but if you don't have an MP3 file, man, like I get it. And it's not me trying to get a free file or nothing off these people. It's just how you expect people to want to push your music and link up with you if you don't have simple shit to send.
J Davenport, right?
Yes, sir.
DAVENPORT.
Yes, sir.
And what else is it after that?
09
09.
at gmail.com.
Got you. We live now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I'm sending you something right now.
Appreciate you. All right. Waiting on Bug to get situated and I'll introduce
Yeah, I
you.
think I'm good. I'm tapping in right now.
You're good, man. I know.
I'm on my lap. I got to go.
It's just well, and I don't mean that, it's just how I handle my show, and then just who
There
y'all
we go.
two are.
Hey,
Y'all
yo.
deserve the respect to be
hang up on
treated.
this one. I'm gonna hang up on this one. I'm hitting the next one. Hold on.
All right.
Did you get it?
I have not seen it yet. Give me a second. Oh, there you go. No, I have not got it yet, sir.
All right.
Ooh. Second, I'm trying to see trying to tag people I know that would be worth tapping in with. Because again, y'all, these two gentlemen right here are some people that y'all might not know, but you should know of, if that makes any sense. Because just the names, and that doesn't mean anything, because what you did with Ground Watch, man, and what you told me, respect to you.
Appreciate that.
Because more people need to be like you. And that was what I set out to do when I first got noticed, or whatever you want to call it, off of this, when I was doing my paranormal team. That was the first thing I did. I went to the commissioner's office of my county and asked, how do I get involved in outreach programs? And they looked at me crazy. They was like, what? It's like, well, who do you represent? I'm like, nobody. It's just me. And I explained what I'll do. I was like, I'm just a guy that likes to help I got a little bit of attention. I want to help share it with other people, and I want to help change things. I really want to do things. So they told me what I had to do. So I had to write a letter. My girlfriend and her friend at the time wrote me a letter to the council, and they approved me. So as long as I show up with dietary facts, if I serve food, I'm good to go. All I gotta do is say, this is what I do. My biggest issue is I tell people this shit and they get all hyped and want to figure out what the fuck I can do for them and then back out. And I'm like, well, what about this? Like, I want to do, you say you want to be involved in the community. Like, let's do this something. Let's go out and do something. Show them that you're more than what they think you are. And people get it twisted. Y'all two understand really what that means.
Right.
Not a lot of people do. My guy TJ Holmes did a really good live last night about that, because the people have an issue as far as artists with the whole pay to play thing, which I understand. It sucks to have to pay to get on a platform, but there's things you're paying for. You're not just paying for that performance. I'm an old school dude, and I come from the professional wrestling world and contact sports where we had to go door to door, sell our flyers. So I respect those that come from the dudes that were hustlers on the street corners that were still trying to figure out, because not a lot of people really understand why hip hop kicked off like it is, because they took advantage of the culture that got lost and twisted. And unfortunately, the dudes that made it, we all thought it was cool to glamorize a lifestyle that you should not. Luckily, we have people like this man right here, Kalo, that's telling those that are different, because things need to change, y'all. It's been needing to change. And what we need to do is have a lot of our old school, what you consider OGs, that got away from that in music, to start teaching these young motherfuckers what it needs to be. Understanding. I meant that. I'm sorry for those of you like, damn, he said, I mean that. Like, that's got that serious, because y'all think drama's going to sell. What the hell is y'all going to do when you run up these people and these fans hype you up? You really going to catch that body? What is that going to do for you? Y'all seen people that are really a lot of these one-hit wonders, that I remember where the hell these dudes disappeared from, because they had to step that line. A lot of these people think that these dudes are about this lifestyle, and it's all smoke and mirrors. So, for those of you that think you are what you are, really think about it this. What's going to happen when you're put in that situation, that fan gasses you up? But that op is really your person. You're just making this shit to sell tickets. What's really going to happen? Now, sorry for those you're like, damn, what the hell did I just walk into? These are conversations I've stopped. This is why I got away from all the bullshit. I'm saying this because of what's going on in the current situation. I refuse to pick sides in this bullshit because it reminds me of what the hell is going on. Y'all trying to make this shit mainstream for what? What happened to the whole we are what we are? Because there's people like us three right here every day trying to figure out who we can help. And what happens, unfortunately, these motherfuckers right there want to tell us, oh, well, I want to do this. Then why the fuck you come to me asking you to help you? But nobody wants to speak on that fact. If anybody wants to argue with me on it, feel free to jump in the chat because I just really got tired of what happened to all the positivity because there are positive people out here. Y'all just refuse to fucking listen to us.
What you got to understand, Jay, these motherfuckers nowadays, they act like they're about this shit, but they're really not. Half of these motherfuckers can't even tell you the foundation.
Nope.
Where it came from, what it's about. You know what I mean? They don't know the history.
Nope.
So
they'll sit there and
how
see.
Are you gonna be a part of something that you know nothing about?
Exactly. They'll sit there and see the with you, the plaques on his wall, and think, "Oh shit, let me help. Let me see what they did to get there instead of actually listening to you." And it's unfortunate.
Look,
it's an unfortunate side effect of this shit.
Let me tell you something, man. And I'm fed up today because of the bullshit. I've reached out to people that Jay put me in contact with. There's one motherfucker that has been consistent. No, I'm lying. 3. Clint, Sambo, Attaboy Pete. Everybody else is on some fucking bullshit. And honestly, you're never going to make it in this industry because for the mere fact, if you can't stand on your fucking word, ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. I've been in this game over 35 years, man. I'm 57. I've been in this game over 35 years. And in 57 years, I've done fucking damn near 20 years in the feds. And it kills me, man, that these artists nowadays, first of all, these fake ass DJs, these push button ass DJs, AI DJs, because half of these motherfuckers is not even live mixing. They're doing a fucking pre-mix set that AI do. I did not know that you can go out there and a fucking AI program can do your whole goddamn set.
Dude, there's AI artists out there now, bro. What the hell are you talking about?
Bro, you can do yo Kev.
You already know.
Kev, I swear. I was on the laptop the other day, and I was looking at something. I forgot the name of the program. It said let AI DJ for you. I'm like, what the fuck is that talking about? I looked into it. It said you pick one song. The AI app will put all the rest of the songs that go cohesively correct with the goddamn first song. The bitch with those sound effects in it, remake our fucking backspin, excuse me, all types of shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, it's got to the point where everybody's cool with being fake, bro. They forgot what the people like y'all, they forgot what your people like y'all too, had to do to actually get to what you have now.
And you know what's so crazy?
Everybody just thinking y'all might do this shit because they think, oh, I can go and get a gold record. We need to buy streams, bro. Don't, nah.
You know what's so crazy, Jay? I met Kev about 12, 13 years ago.
See, a lot of people don't know me as Kev. They call me Low, but he's saying
Low,
Kev.
but to me, that's Kev.
That's Kev.
That's Kev.
Let people know. People like, who the fuck is Kev?
Kev be like Courtney, Boog. I be like,
you know what I mean?
Because we family. But I met Kev 13 years ago in Vegas at a gospel concert we did. And he been my man ever since. That been my man, bro. and I put Kev on some stuff, Kev was like, "Bug, I didn't know." But I'm humble about it. I'm not the type of cat. I'm gonna talk about it, and I gotta impress you. I don't.
Exactly.
I don't. I am solidified. I am in the books. I've done this. Because Kev told me this shit, a couple of months ago. He's like, "Man, Bug, I didn't know." I'm like, "Kev, you ain't know." He said, "Nah." But that shows you when you're dealing with real people, it's not about the accolades. It's about the realness. You know what I mean? And that's what builds a friendship. That is my brother from another mother for life. For life. Bro, I had Kev at a concert, Jay. Kev, everybody was like, "Yo, Kev." He was like, "Yo, like, Kev, I got you, baby. I got you."
That was like the old school hip hop concert, EPMD and all them.
Right, you know what I mean? And I try to tell these cats, yo, I had a motherfucker named Levi. This motherfucker told me, I said, "Bro, Kev, he wanted me to play at a festival." I said, "Bro, do you know who I am?" He said, "I can get real OGs like Gorilla Zoe." Gorilla Zoe? Nigga, do you know who the fuck I am?
I ain't gonna lie, like
that's when I snapped.
I tapped into that face
hold on, Jay. I'm like this.
My man's hot.
I am that dude. I am that dude that can destroy your fucking career. There's a motherfucker saying he's the originator of something, and he's fucking not. And I blew the fucking spot up. You're not gonna say you originated something when I fucking know you didn't. You're not gonna fucking perpetrate on my platform that I grew up on, that my family started.
So, you know, I've been on other platforms like this, and I always like to be the advocate.
You're always the advocate.
That's why I fuck with you.
You always the damn advocate.
You are.
A good shoulder.
I fuck with you. There could be a whole everybody ready to shoot everybody in low right there. Like, bro, we can figure this out. I'm like, everybody needs a low, man.
It's like this. I learned from my man named Wise, right? Wise, like when we would be in clubs and we get into fights over bullshit, because you have your people with you, and when he drink, he be on some bullshit. When he smoke, he be on some bullshit, right? So we get in the fights, but on the car ride back home, Wise be like, "Yo, on the real, that shit was your fault." And be like, "What the fuck you talking about? Why?"
Yo, that is Kev. Kev, you do that shit.
So he was looking at that bitch ass, and y'all caught eye to eye. And you knew he was looking at her ass. He thought he was looking at him. And you're like, "What, nigga? What?" You know, in New York, you're like, "You looking like, nigga, you know me? What's up? What's up? What's up?" So my thing is this. I noticed there's dudes out there that's like, "Man, fuck that. I'm gonna get on anyway. Fuck what these niggas talking about," right? I advocate for them because sometimes it's like there's a saying in Proverbs: unless a man is reachable, he's teachable. In today's society, that's a form of weakness. It's like, fuck this nigga could tell me, man. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. You know, this defensive mechanism that people put up, unless you catch them on the sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at the bar in the corner, like, "Yo, I heard you today, man." You know what I'm saying?
And then, see, you can't do that no more, though, because then people get scared, bro.
Unfortunately,
I'm that dude.
Unfortunately, it's like the unity and the culture that has been pushed to the side.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was listening to something, and it was so true. They said in the 80s, it was better with hip hop because they would feature the DJs. Everybody you always hear it in their verses. The DJ scratch it up. My DJ so-and-so, my DJ Mr. C, my DJ this, my DJ. And as it went forward, the DJs was pushed out. You see what I'm saying? And then hip hoppers became rappers.
Well, my thing is, as far as with DJs, right? When did it become from when it was a ones and twos where you can just have a fucking laptop and, like you said, plug and play, and that's when you're a DJ? Nah.
So the work has, I see dudes videoing themselves working. All you see them doing is clicking, like DJ said. The Boogs was saying, man, these push button dudes. Everybody like, man, I'm working in the lab. What lab? I don't see no lab. You know, I see a computer and you clicking with the mouse using software.
That's all they
Where
use.
we were using outboard gear and all that. So
these motherfuckers don't know about the light pole in the big park with the turntables and the fucking speakers. And I got
fans with all them fans blowing on your amps.
They don't know about that shit.
I was that dude.
I'm telling you,
they don't know. Well, they don't know what y'all had to literally risk to just be heard. Like y'all literally would end up if y'all got caught doing what you were doing, because technically getting into them light poles and shit was a crime.
It was a crime.
Y'all would go to jail just for you wanted to show out for a fucking block party.
Now
they do that shit like nothing.
Jay,
if y'all didn't sacrifice what y'all did, y'all wouldn't have.
Thing is this. Give us the fucking respect that we deserve.
That's
all I want. I'm not saying I'm the best fucking DJ in the world. Well, I'm a bad motherfucker.
Not everybody that fucking made it was Diddy and fucking Jay-Z or gang banging, y'all. There's motherfuckers like, I'm not trying to let you brag low. I know you hate doing this, so I have respect for you. Tell motherfuckers who you are that don't know, man. Go ahead. Like, I want to give Low the plaque because he don't have these plaques right here just for another reason. Shit, we're Boogo.
You know what I mean? Born and raised in Harlem. Moved to South Jamaica, Queens. Then I moved around in Queens, Hollis, and all that. And you know the thing about it, I didn't know the dudes that I lived around because I lived around the corner from Q-Tip, about 5 blocks from L. So we knew each other like that before niggas was blowing up. Then I moved.
Like a lot of y'all was in the same room, bro.
Yeah. Moved somewhere else and around the corner from Jay and running them. Shy Money XL, who produced 50 Cent. We all was just regular dudes, but we just had a love for what we did. So I pulled my energy from all these dudes, and that's how I got into the game. I met Live Squad dudes, Big Stretch and all of them, and we started our group. And I don't want to go into so much depth. And that's what led to Tupac, Nas, and I was about to do Biggie album before he died. Biggie picked 9 tracks for me.
Not to cut you off real quick, but just to be especially that right there, like I'm a historian as far as that hit, because that's when I love music, y'all. Music's not just be a fly on the wall back when Pac and Biggie and everybody, Digital Underground, everybody was all. I would have loved, but go ahead, continue.
If you was around this, man, it was
man, I would have been a sponge.
It was so much fun. It wasn't about money. It was just like, man, let me hear that shit. Let me hear your shit. Let me hear your shit. And the thing is, there's a studio called Unique Studio. That's like right there where Broadway is, where all the lights at. People who come to New York, they always go down to Times Square. There's a studio. I don't know I think it's still there. And they got like 8 rooms. And if you in room number 6, you don't know who's room number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. So when you taking breaks, and when you open the studio door, it's like boom, 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 boom. And then when it closes, it's like it's all muffled. Like, damn, that's y'all in room number 4. That's y'all in room number. Man, I love to get it with y'all, man. I want to work with y'all. That's how collaborations happen.
Your green screen's out on, Luke.
I know. I'm
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off again.
No, you good.
I've been trying to learn shit.
So my thing is, I learned hip hop. I always had a love for it. So Tupac, when I met him, he was doing Juice, and he was launching his solo career, and he was around Live Squad a lot. So what kicked off really Thug Life was Game of Survival. Because when Bill Clinton became president, hip hop was always an answer to what's going on in society. So that crime bill sparked Live Squad to do Game of Survival because it was putting a lot of dudes in survival mode. That having a felony is 3 strikes you out. A lot of young people who probably listening to this don't know what I'm talking about, but if you look it up,
a lot of people gone for a lot of years for just petty shit, dude.
So we were doing concepts that was parallel to society. And Tupac loved that shit. So when he wanted to take the same name, he couldn't because he was with Interscope, I was with Warner Brothers. So we told him, name it Life of a Thug. and he flipped it and called it Thug Life. So we launched that with Holla If You Hear Me. When we did Holla If You Hear Me, that was pretty much like the beginning of a lot of that.
Man.
And so we produced like 5 songs on the Thug Life. That's that plaque over there. So it was one of my greatest achievements, but it wasn't always like, man, we're gonna get paid. Let's get this paper. No, it was about concept and continuing to keep it in the culture. You know what I mean? So
you said a key word right there, the culture, man.
That's what molded me as a producer. So now I get all these interviews and all this shit. Everybody want to hear about the drama and shit. But my whole thing is, I took Thug Life and innovated it. And that's when I came up with Ground Watch, to move away from the controversy of being identified with Tupac, but to be more impactful for the culture, because that's what Thug Life was for the culture, and that's what I learned from Pop.
Go ahead, and for those of you that don't know what Thug Life means, break it down for them, what the acronym actually means, if you don't mind. Not to be rude again.
The hate you give little infants fucks everybody. The hate you, who were the you? The government give little infants. Who were the little infants? The recipients of the crime bill. And how does it fuck everybody? Because over time, the streets and the world, for that matter, is going to become savagery if you continue to turn a blind eye to all of these neighborhoods and communities that needs, this help to survive, to be a part of society from all of the corruption.
Oh, and I remember, like, I'm a fan of Pac, like, big fan. Like, I used to have a poster and a mural on my back wall, but I also, wanted to do a little bit more research, and he wasn't just a thug, y'all. Dude was an actor. Dude played a part.
Period.
Pac
it was all.
Pac wasn't a thug. Period. That was a role. Pac was not that person.
Pac would
that was all hyped up by a lot of fucking fans. Like I said, all the drama.
He's not a thug. You know what I'm saying? Pac is a rebel. He's radical. When you hear Brenda's Got a Baby, Dear Mama,
all them videos, weren't they all like legit video? And then Brenda's Got a Baby, that was based off of a legit fact.
He just had a passion for the culture, but I think sometimes, the world want to be so fucking like judging you and shit. And I think I just personally say, without saying anything against Pac, I think his passion for the culture was so deep. And when he saw a lot of resistance over bullshit, it turned him up. Gemini, they get turned up. Like, fuck,
and the only way
I love y'all, man, but shit, I ain't no pussy either. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately,
the only way they can make it all fit into the culture is you got to show. Only thing they show is the hate. That's it. Hate works because that's easy to sell. You don't show all the other things. They don't show. They show more of what he did with Death Row than he did with Digital Underground and with people like you, because that's what a lot of the foundation he was built off of. Just not a lot of people know that, and it's unfortunate.
So what I learned from him is to be an innovator. I remember Pac was saying in the studio, watch niggas start singing to the bitches and rapping to the bitches. Watch what I'm telling you. It's almost like he was like,
I Get Around. Look what happened after I Get Around came out.
Yeah, it's like Pac was doing drill music without even knowing it. You know what I mean? So he was always coming up with these new ideas. And I actually did the first song, Only Fear Death, when he started talking about death. And Biggie picked that track too. I think Big wanted to write Biggie, can't you?
I would have just loved
if you listen to Only Fear Death, sing that track, sing that song to that track. That's the track Biggie begged me for. But to be, alive back then, we didn't foresee today that it would be this big, that hip hop would hit the $1 billion mark and all of that stuff. We were just doing what we love to do. And that's what I continue to do.
My mother used to tell me, turn that boomity boom music down.
That like I'm dude, like that's why I remember like y'all was there's a lot of people that only really they don't a lot of the reason why y'all don't get the respect that y'all do is because just like with everything that's somewhat cool now, wasn't cool back in the day. A lot of people had to sacrifice a lot of shit just to make it okay for what happens now. Because again, nobody really remembers the fact that y'all having to go do beat work to sell your flyers. No one remembers having to plug in the light post so y'all have fucking lights and having to shut down, sneak the fuck off so you don't end up in jail just to show off, just to show what you're doing. Right. Or the risks that you had to take, because the one thing that has never changed in this industry, there's always those out there that fake this shit, yo, and just in there for the money grab. So those of us that actually love this shit and actually want this shit get pushed to the back burner. They call us jealous. No, well, we just bitch. We don't make it. No, we're just humble enough to know that it happened. What it is, y'all. You can't control the future like that. So the only thing you can control is yourself.
Exactly. But I'm just not like I'm correcting you, but I'm not going to be pushed to the side. I always
that's the issue.
I go hard with this shit, man.
Yep.
The University of Chicago giving me my own building this year because of me putting myself out there. You know, I part the Red Sea, man, and it's like that's not what my intentions are. But yeah, being one of Tupac Shakur's producers does that. And you know, it's like when the grass cut low. I learned this from Rest in Peace, E Moneybags. He said, when the grass cut low, the snakes show.
Yep.
Okay. So when I'm in front of hundreds of people, guess what? The whole room is quiet. The wannabes, the niggas that talk shit, all that, because they see a real, true dude in front of them. Mm-hmm. But I'm not flossing on y'all. I'm trying to impact y'all. So I have 3 perspectives. I impact you. Oh shit, look at this nigga. That's a real nigga. Now I can engage you because it's hard to keep people's attention today.
Yep.
Everybody in their phones, everybody in their gadgets, only to empower you. And that's what fucks them up. Because I would tell a room full of motherfuckers, stop worrying about what to do. Worry about who to be.
This and they look at you like, what do you mean by that? I'm like, what do you like?
This is not my identity. This is my ability.
Exactly.
I'm able to do any motherfucking thing. But guess what? I'm sharing the whole room with you. You could do it too. You could have did this too. Just create your own path.
That's why I have the title of this, Can You Stand? Because again, like a lot of people just.
And the last example I'm gonna give is that I hear so many people's songs, right? And they'll send me stuff. I'll be like, damn, that sounds like Drake. That sounds like Lil Wayne. That sounds like J. Cole. And then I said, watch this shit. Yo, name 5 of your favorite artists. Guess who it's gonna be? Lil Wayne, Drake, J. Cole. And I'll hear it in their music. Not a put down. Now let's take it slow here. I don't put them down because guess what? If we travel to a lot of neighborhoods, dudes don't go anywhere. They don't travel. Like, hey, man,
comfortable being local famous.
Well, I only been to like 2-3 states. Never really traveled. So what do we expect? You know what I'm saying, Bug? Think about it, Bug.
Exactly.
You've been traveling all over the place. So all these, if we want to call them wannabes or whatever, it's just they're too afraid to say, yo, I don't really know, man.
As we used to say, they
know what I know.
They're perpetrators.
What I can learn. And I think what happens sometimes, like I said, I'm always an advocate. Sometimes we could go wrong calling them perpetrators and wannabes. That just fuels their anger because they know they don't know any better. But why do I need to hear from you calling me that shit? And I'm trying my best. Mom, and we trying to get out the hood. I can't afford what y'all niggas couldn't afford. I can't go nowhere. So I just got to do what I got to do with the best what I have with. You know, and I understand that. You know what I mean? I understand that. So when I try to help dudes, some people is just not built for it, yo.
And that's the hard truth nobody wants to deal with.
That's the hard truth. Because you got a lot of terrible sounding artists. And so a lot of artists say, look, I say, listen here. Family members in the house, come on, raise your hand. Family members, keep it real with your artists in your house.
Exactly.
If he sounds like garbage, tell that motherfucker
Tell him.
he sounds like garbage.
But they don't want to, because then that means they don't get free shirts. They don't get the free. Go see me. All these other artists that are actually dope and all that fun shit.
Bro,
like they're
bro, I know a girl. I know a girl here in Alabama. Pretty bad. She want to rap. She got little bars. But when the bitch fucking try to sing the hook, I'm like, look, ma, that ain't for you. I do my own hooks. I said, you know what? Your hooks are trash. She's like, what? Your hooks are trash.
It ain't nothing wrong with getting somebody else to do it.
It's trash.
And then you they're like, oh, I don't want to, like, well, like
Man,
you said, well, my sister said I'm dope. Okay, well,
it's trash.
Now let me fuck your head up with this. I'll meet a producer, I'll meet a singer, and I'll meet a rapper that live around the same block. And they all talented. And I'll be like, yo, why you don't have him rapping? Oh, man, fuck that nigga. Man, why you don't have that
exactly
singing on your lip? Man, fuck that bitch, man. And
then what fucking happens? And the motherfuckers come to my podcast and when you play the music for free, and then I'm like, well, and I'll play, and or people to me like, oh, well, you post this and this for me, like, well, why this person doing the same shit? Like, why don't you? Oh, well, fuck it, bro. Y'all live right down the street.
No unity.
Why you want me to put why you want to put the shit together, but you can't even fucking fuck? You can't even. How you expect to make money?
No unity, bro. No unity. And the fucked up thing is, see, a lot of people don't know when it comes down to this level right here. This is just the beginning. When you get to this level, that's when the work begins.
Exactly.
But guess what? Everybody split up. Everybody split up when millions come in. Dame Dash, you seen it with Jay, and we could just keep.
Everybody like all this shit brand new. Nah, this shit's been going on for years, bro.
And you gotta people. It's like people are not conditioned.
Nope.
To have shit.
Nope. They don't want to stand by themselves, bro. They like, oh well, they want to live off of someone else's accomplishments. Like, well, what did you do? Oh well, I helped this and this and that. Okay, well, what the fuck did you do?
Bro, niggas.
What did you contribute that you can sit there and say, I did this my fucking self?
Bro,
nobody has that no more.
Niggas be like, Diddy this, Diddy that. Nigga, before there was a Diddy, this nigga was a party promoter. Kev, remember when all the motherfuckers got killed in City College and that shit he did?
I used to be at his spot. I used to be at his
City College.
Yep.
A bunch of motherfuckers got killed.
In Diddy's parties on Tuesday.
Then he disappeared.
Downtown.
Then he came back with Andre Harrell.
Yep.
I know Diddy as Sean.
Yep.
The nigga Kid Capri. Hold up.
Yep.
I'm putting niggas on blast. The nigga Kid Capri. His name is Poochie. The nigga pre-records his
history no more. That's what I'm saying.
He pre-records his mixes.
Don't nobody give a fuck about that. You know,
I'm
that's
just saying, niggas are not authentic anymore. That's it. I'm tired of these freaking ass niggas.
Yeah. And I feel
he's not wrong. Like everybody's sitting there like, oh, well, this and that. I love when people come up to me like, oh, did you know Diddy? Can you believe this Diddy thing? Like, what do you mean? Oh, I'm like, where you been at? They're like, oh, I'm like, this shit's been going on for years. Y'all just getting brand new because no longer you can hide this shit. It doesn't matter what color you are, this shit, y'all. It's just everybody has a platform where they can speak on this shit. It's been going on for years. It's all about money and power.
I did an interview about this very same thing.
Like I wasn't going to go there with that shit because that's something I didn't know.
Let me bring it to a more realistic sense here. Most of the time when you travel, let's just say you sign your deal, your song goes, whatever, and let's just give it a 20-city tour, right? Let's just do a bare minimum. They putting you up in what? A nice 5-star hotel, right? Let's say you in Alabama for 3 days. Then you're going to Tennessee for 3 days. Guess what the fuck is happening in those hotels? You're going to meet chicks at the VIP party like, yo, where y'all staying at? Yo, we staying at the so-and-so. What the fuck you think is going on? We used to fill the bathtub up with ice and have all the drinky drinks, and we have one room designated for the partying and all that. Look, that elevated to mansions. Yep. But right now, niggas who ain't got mansions and going on tours, they doing that freaky shit on the road.
And these niggas are renting cars. Those are not their cars.
Come on. So all I'm saying is, a lot of people are no different than Diddy. Diddy just did it on a higher scale.
Higher level.
But this shit is going on tour right now. Niggas who's coming back to their regular old cribs. But when they go out on tour, they meeting bitches and they fucking.
Well, and that's funny because
I'm not saying that they spiking drinks and doing the baby oil shit. That just elevated to some other shit.
Jay, this is your era. Can you please explain to me why these motherfuckers get on stage and they got their lyrics on the track? Why?
Hold on, they got their lyrics where?
On the track, you hear the lyrics behind them.
They add
lyrics. They're rapping over their lyrics.
They add
you don't know the song, nigga? I don't understand it. I really don't.
And you know what's catching up? What's catching up with a lot of dudes doing that Melodyne or that what's that shit they doing with their voices is that they'll get on stage without the effects. So if they got them and they sound like garbage, why you?
Remember when Albie Shore used to do that shit, Kev?
Mm-hmm.
That niggas get on stage, sound horrible.
So
let me tell you something, bro. One thing I love in my life, Kev will tell you. I'm gonna say 50% of the old school artists Kevin Valfez are my physical family. Angie Stone, man, that's my godmother. I love her so much. We talk like 2 or 3 times a month. Sparky D, it's my sister. Cheeks, my cousin. Shan, my godbrother. Full Force, uncles. I mean, and it goes on and on. And I've learned, see, these kids don't have the leadership to show them how to respect what came before them.
And you know who's to blame for that? Now, I'm going to tell y'all something that's crazy. I spoke at a GD's funeral, a GD in Chicago. Everybody had on white do-rags and all that, and I was just giving some words of encouragement. But when I saw the parents, and when I worked alongside of different communities in Chicago, the parents are old school. So for the first time, when COVID hit, all of the teachers were allowed into the households, right? And I had to sit down with a bunch of educators, and some of them was crying because there's a majority of women in the public school system. Now they're telling me, and everybody's saying the same thing. It's like, man, we got these beautiful students, but when we were on Zoom, guess what? Dad got on the wife beater smoking a blunt. Mama walking around in her panties and bra, and the daughter is saying to the teacher, see, I'm sorry for what y'all seeing. And guess what the parents saying? Man, fuck that teacher. She got me fucked up. I come up there and fuck her ass up. They ain't teaching you shit anyway. That's the generation, y'all, of these kids we are talking about.
Well, the thing with me...
Let me tell you something I love about Kev.
So everybody's not parents.
Let me tell you something I love about Kev. Let me tell you something I love about Kev. And I did it here in Alabama. They just didn't appreciate it. Kev is a motivator. He's a leader. I mean, he is one that will go into the community and advocate for everybody. Because of following my brother, that's my little brother, not my big brother. Because of following him, I came to Alabama, right? Let me show you how bad Alabama hate New York motherfuckers. They have so many murders in Alabama. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's a little girl that got killed here. Her mom didn't have the money. I paid the balance for the funeral. I paid the funeral off. She was in the parking lot of the funeral home crying. I said, ma'am, don't worry about it. I went into the funeral home, swiped the card, paid for the rest of the funeral. It's like $4,000. After that, it started bothering me so much, all these kids getting killed. So I got in contact with a company that has the billboard, Lamar Billboards. I had this lady, older lady, preacher, pastor. She had this thing called Murder in Montgomery. She connected me with people who children got killed. I did a billboard called That's Somebody's Child. It was over 350 pictures of young people that were murdered in Montgomery. The lady was so fucking vindictive This bitch tried to drag my name through the mud and had the DA put charges on me for scamming people. The chief of police said, wait a minute. This was on the news. He's on the Montgomery Police Department website, feeding hundreds, doing balloon releases. Why are you trying to sabotage that man? The bitch wanted fucking money that she thought I ain't get no money. Everything was donated, but my thing is this. When you're a good-hearted motherfucker, shit come, but then you gotta sit back. And to this day, that lady can't show her face in Montgomery. And everybody loved me.
But you know, it's always an uphill battle.
Yeah, but everybody can tell you, Chicago, Crucial Conflict, all them niggas, Godfather, them niggas love Bug.
Yep.
I get so much love. Alabama, these niggas love Bug. Because I'm like, man, I'll help you with this, I'll help you with that. I don't mind helping you. But don't think you're going to take advantage of me.
See, that's the issue. Like you asked about my generation, my era, bro. I wondered that too when I first started, you know, that's why I didn't want to get involved in music, because I know I come from a security background and entertainment background as far as, you know, being the muscle and work my way up to protect people like y'all. And I get into this. I'm like, well, you don't know your own song? No. Then why the fuck are you pushing us so hard? Why don't you know your own lyrics? Well, I do, but I don't. Like, then why the fuck is it not playing in your ear to where everybody, like, come on? And unfortunately, I figured out, you know, no shot at nobody. I know some people, you know, like my dude Raj Wax, solid dude, and Sick Obsolete. I know they know their shit offhand, but not a lot of these dudes understand their music because they don't really feel why.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Like, I don't understand that, so I don't want to speak on that fully because I'm not an artist myself.
Cats,
but that's why,
right,
like,
Jay, a lot of these cats try to ride on the coattail of a next man. Have you seen that kid Hassan that be on YouTube? Who? Supposedly Zulu Nation, they got shot in Bronx River. His name is Hassan. This nigga gets on Facebook. B.O. this, B.O. that, B.O. this, B.O. that.
He was outside the projects talking shit and somebody shot him.
Yeah, he was in Bronx River.
Yeah,
he talking shit, these niggas lit his ass up on camera.
On camera.
Bro, he's like, B.O. this, B.O. that, B.O. this, B.O. that. Nigga, I never seen you. I never seen, hold on, Cam. I never seen you. Who are you? B.O. such and such.
Here, my homie G, he's an artist. He commented.
You don't know B.O. B.O. was a motherfucker, bro. B.O. was a fucking murderer. God bless the dead. That was my man. Okay. And niggas, yo, B.O. this. And y'all niggas ain't do nothing when Bam did this. Nigga, you was probably 5 years old. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't know none of these niggas.
I mean, all I'm saying is just piggybacking, but adding to what we're saying. But you were saying somebody just quoted something, wanted to say somebody wrote something just now.
Nah, my homie G, he said it's because why artists don't really know their music. It's because artists, they're listening to other artists. That's the problem. Too busy bumping everyone else. They ain't focused on their own. And that's the problem. Now listen, I don't understand this shit, dude.
It's not really a problem. What it is this stuff it always has structure. Hip hop always has structure.
Always.
And what I would do if somebody hired me with a company, the right company, I run through the door. Artist development. I know how to do artist development.
Don't do artist development like the other person we know, taking people money. I just got to
see, and I thought about getting involved in that, and I want to do that, but
because
this shit,
you know, you'll know. I know real artists because I'm an artist. I'm not an entertainer. There's no motive for what I do, but for the love of what I do. You have people who are trained and you have people who are gifted. You understand? I'm gifted at what I do. And I'm confident at what I do. I guarantee you.
Proud of what he does.
You hear my catalog. I'll send you 100 beats and I guarantee you none of them sound the same. Why? Because of here. I don't listen to.
Jeff, can I get my beats so I can do some new Fat Man Scoop type shit?
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm about to bring this back.
I mean, you know, we could floss all of this. I could pull this camera and go to my garage. You see what's parked in the garage. That ain't what I'm about. No. That's what I like, but that's not what I'm about. You know
And
what I
that's why
mean?
I fuck
My
with
whole
you.
thing is I love artists, man. There's some artists that just have that hidden part of them that they only could trust those to let it out. Say, yo, man, I ain't gonna lie. You know how many artists I met who opened up to me? And that's why I speak the way I speak, because the world act like they got it all together. The world acts like this and that and that. Come on, what happened to us that says, man, I need help? What happened to
Everybody's
those
afraid
saying,
to
yo, I
because you get
learned
taken
from you?
advantage of, or
Yeah, because of that. Because
Yep.
of that. And that's what the fucked up thing is. That's why I always wanted to do artist development. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
like you asked me, yes, like they asked me what I like. We were talking the other day, and we were talking about struggling artists. Like my definition of a struggling artist is somebody that is begging to get heard, but is getting nowhere because they keep getting taken advantage of. And you gave me a whole other definition, and I respected yours because that's the thing. Everybody has their own different opinion on what a struggling artist is. It's just the main thing everybody forgot is they always got to remember who the fuck they are and why they're doing this, and they get lost in that. And that's one thing I noticed is they're always like, oh well, this person's out doing this, and that, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Well, why are you more focused on what that person's doing instead of you? Because that's kind of wasted motion. Like you could take that motion that you feel you need to put towards that other person and put it towards you and probably get a little bit farther than that person. Then you ain't got to worry about it no more. But nobody wants to think about that no more because they don't have to worry about really taking that risk. Because again, like I said earlier, y'all had to literally take that risk on where you are now. That's why you said you could show off what you got and that, but that's what you like. That's not who you are. You are your story. That's why when you go to these classrooms, you go to these events and you speak. You said you have a building getting named after you. You earned every bit of that because of what you are, not because of what you did. You are what you are because you wear that shit every day. That's why I would love to be at an event with you and actually listen to what you're talking on, because I can only imagine just sitting there like, damn. Because unfortunately, a lot of people want to sit there and they want to just see what you did so they can get there instead of actually listening to why you did that to where you are, because you're proud of where you are right every day. Like you could sit there and like shit, look in the mirror like, oh fuck, oh well. But a lot of people don't really understand why they're like, oh well, you just sit there, you do what you're like, oh, that must be lucky. Motherfucker, you know what I had to do to earn that? But they forget this shit because they don't really have to do that, because so fortunately they want to take advantage of people like me, you and Boog. That's why I was hoping where did he go? Because like he said, you would get him to that door, but I can only get you to that door. But what the hell are you gonna do when I get you to that door? I'm not gonna sit there and keep dragging your hand like, all right, door's open, come on. Because unfortunately you have a life too.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and I feel Boog's frustration with it, because you got a lot of people out here that's full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back when we was in the studio, Tupac said, yo, think about it. If you got 50,000 real ass G's, real to the core, man, just 100 real niggas, how many wannabes you think it would be? It'll be triple. It'll be 150 wannabes copying off of those 50,000. So
Well,
imagine
Boog said it
grows, as time goes. So there's something that I do when I'm speaking, because I like to do analogies in real life scenarios. And I would say, hey, I bet you I can control your minds. How many of you don't think I can control your minds? And everybody's saying, yeah, right. They laughing. I learned this from another speaker. And I say, everybody stand up. You don't think I can control your mind? Stand up. And I said, put up the number one finger. Everybody put up the number one finger. You number one. I don't give a fuck what to me, you're number one. I don't know where you're going to be tomorrow, but if you keep at it, you're going to be whoever you're supposed to be, who you're gifted at, as long as you believe in yourself. Now make the number 0. Nobody here is a 0. You're not counted out. And I go down another whole long list. And I say, I want everybody in the room, touch your chin. Why everybody touching their cheek? And then you'll see people doing this. And then I said, no, I said, touch your chin. And everybody's laughing. I did it in quite a few places. And I said, I told you I can control your mind. And everybody's laughing. Principles or this or that, depending upon where I'm at. And I said, it wasn't so much of me controlling your mind. The world goes by what it sees, not by what it hears. And that's based on technology, man. Technology has made the world smart dummies.
Yes.
Smart dummies.
Yes.
I even got caught up. I remember, man. Okay, I got locked up for not appearing in court. This was recently. I did 4 days in the county, and I couldn't believe I was in there. And they found out who I was, and they
I
treated me.
wasn't gonna bring that up, but yeah.
Don't worry about it. I learned a whole lot. I met some dudes who want me to mentor them in there. Dudes started cooking my food. I wasn't really eating a lot of that food in there.
Dude, that's respect though. That's that's a whole other level of respect though. For somebody to cook your food while you that's respect. That's
you know what I mean? And I met renegades, man, renegades, SOS, smash on sight type of dudes and all that. But my point is that, you know, you meet all kind of people, you know, in life. And that's where I'm at with it. But you know, technology has allowed us to be so lazy in thinking for ourselves. Take your time, read a book. Take your time, let your mind rest, and all of that. But we become that we know so much, and it's okay, because I will always tell a young person to utilize it to advance yourself, but don't allow it to control your life. And for the first time, I was away from my phone for 4 days. Ask me how many numbers I know. I'm like, damn, what's his number? Oh, shit. What's their number? What's their number? Don't have access to your phone, and you never realize how much you need your gadget. And I'm guilty of it too. Because we have
because we were going to go live we was going to go live before that happened, and you called me when you got home. It was like, you called me, it was weird because I was messing with my son, and I was like, hello. He was like, hey, just want to apologize. I'm like, damn, that's respect, because it was, but that's respect though. Like, you didn't have to, and that just shows you what kind of person you are, and that's why I rock with you, because thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm a man of integrity. I'm a man of integrity, man. And the crazy thing is, I was coming from Mexico, Cabo, and these police officers was right outside the plane, and they was like, yeah, we have a warrant. I'm like, you got a warrant? Ain't no warrant, man. It was a warrant. Water under the bridge. It was an experience, but I met some dudes in there that want to get it with me when they get out. They want me to help them. That's how I am. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, I ask you, where is the richest place on earth?
You asking Boog?
No, I'm just asking you, because you're the only few people that actually brought that up in the conversation, because that's a real thing to people. And people like, they say so many things like a bank, and I'm like, no, it's not.
I say, where is the richest land on earth? And people would say Dubai, Africa, you know, a lot of these different places, but it's the cemetery. The cemetery is the richest land on earth. You live around
real estate,
you know, and it's this is a place where people who were gifted at doing what they could do but never became, and it's buried under the ground. The next invention, the cure, the president, probably.
So many lost stories. It's just, it's unfortunate.
Our purpose, your purpose. And it's another thing that I say, because now in social media and all over TikTok or whatever, everything is so demonic. How you intellectualize yourself about Satan, but know nothing about God. That's the whole thing, but that's a whole nother conversation. It's just, it's
Boog brought it up.
Boog is back.
Boog ain't do nothing. Boog ain't do nothing. Don't blame me.
Well, you brought up earlier, you asked about my generation and my era. Man, I don't understand where the whole idea of these suburban kids want to act ghetto. Like, I come from, you know, my family's from the South. We from Alabama and Georgia. So the idea was, you know, to get out of, you know, said man and the
all
boys,
our
you know,
families from there.
So, you know, where did it become to live the lifestyle? Oh yeah, I'm still hood. No, you ain't. I know where you come from, bro. But because, and it's a slap in the face from, you know, people that I know personally that fought and did a lot of shit to get out of that and had to go sacrifice and found out the hard way. It's just, you know, but
there's no such thing as the hood.
You use that. You say you just came in the house.
It's the fuck with that.
Chris, go get my glasses out the bathroom, please.
But it's just like, unfortunately, everybody forgot respect to the culture because I'm still trying to figure out where rap and hip hop became the same genre. I'm still trying to figure that out because it's not to me, and it never will be. Never. And then same with gangster rap, when gangster rap used to be when, see, Public Enemy, when it actually was I love this, like the documentary is, when they used to have to get rushed off the fucking stage and get fucking pepper spray shot at and all that shit for just fucking performing. And you motherfuckers are bitching about paying $200 to go have to just get heard by maybe some people you don't know. Man, I don't have no fucking sad feelings for any of you bitches out there. And I'm sorry if you feel bad.
Yeah, Jay said any of you bitches.
Like legit, bro, because it's just this is the people I know, y'all. So those of you still like just wondering, like, oh, I don't understand. What do you do? You're so afraid. Oh, I don't fuck with that dude. Why? Why don't you fuck with that dude? Well, then why do you come to me to fucking push your shit for free? You see, like, so why do you come to these people? They want us to put you on, but you want shit, but you want to get through that fucking door. Jeremy Jones, Country Boy Kev. I know so many motherfuckers like this. Like y'all keep fucking with us for the wrong reason.
Jay, you saying that shit? Kev, Jay is a witness to this.
Dude,
we had a motherfucker on. Yo, I want to do this. Video footage.
Dude, everybody comes to me with that shit for years.
I said,
for like a year and a half now, bro.
I said, now are you gonna do this shit? Yo, I'm gonna set all the cameras up and do everything. Kev, the next day I want to spend $6,000. I'm sitting there stuck with this shit. Don't know what the fuck to do with it. You can't help these motherfuckers because they're not true to it.
Well, you can't help nobody that understands why they want to do it, for.
I'm a visual dude. You know what I mean? Like this book right here. So heavy. This book, you see how big it is? Compared to me, it's a very big book. But when you open it up, see what it says? It's a hip hop book. It's only 100 of them published.
Yeah, can I get one, Kev? I ain't got that. Can I get one?
Somebody gave this to me as a gift. It has every artist in it. I'm gonna just skim through pages in the history.
Oh shit!
Of hip hop. Everybody.
And it's crazy because of where y'all from is where the birthplace of hip hop. Like,
I'm gonna show you how thick it is. It's very thick, and it's heavy. It's very heavy, and these are very. It teaches you everything from everybody. I'm just skipping through pages. It has everybody in it.
And a correction, it says hip hop, y'all. Y'all see the name, like, oh, I don't understand who them. Like, that's the problem with y'all. Like, a lot of people don't know who that man is. That's crazy. Salt Pepper, like,
I'm telling you, motherfucker told me I wasn't a legend. Gorilla Zoe bigger than me.
Like the fact that y'all literally a lot of y'all got rushed off the fucking stage multiple fucking times just for
everybody.
When that man told me Gorilla Zoe is more of a legend than I am, I was like, damn.
I see you, Jay.
Who said that?
That nigga Levi told me Gorilla Zoe is more of a legend than I am.
The first ladies, you see it, Jay, right? You see that? Everybody who come by my house, man, they get lost in the book. I forgot that they here. They like, man, this is the encyclopedia.
And
bro.
What's crazy is a lot of people are sitting there playing these people's songs and shit on TikTok, and y'all have no idea who the hell these people are.
Got the history of everybody in here, son.
You goofy motherfuckers.
Got everybody.
See, a lot of people don't realize Will Smith used to be. So I ain't trying to rip on. I know y'all been around. I hate being a fanboy now.
It's just.
Did y'all ever get one-on-one, like actually a chance to see young Will? Because was he legit with this shit, or was he all just like Tupac, an actor?
Who that?
Will. Did you ever get a chance to run it through him?
Which Will?
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Like I would just like to wonder if he could actually freestyle Offset. That's what I want to wonder. That's the only thing I want to know.
Motherfuckers used to laugh at Will Smith. All the All-Star games, all of this. They used to say, here come Will Smith, come dribbling the ball, the only rapper that went double good. You know what I'm saying? Made fun of him. But one thing you gotta give to Will Smith,
Damn.
he was consistent.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, so did he ever like? He never. I just was wondering, like, because I know a lot of these dudes, what gets you paid gets played, obviously. But a lot of these dudes like to do, subtle freestyles or one-on-one, just linking up with people just to see. I just didn't know if he was one of them that actually was legit with it, or was he just one of them ones that just did it for playing a good guy and playing an act.
So hip hop back then, it was like, he's soft. It was always
so that was one of the ones they used to get into the culture.
Niggas thought Hammer was soft.
Yeah,
Hammer, get your ass murdered. Get you murdered.
Fuck with Hammer.
His brother, your ass would be in the trunk fucking with them niggas.
Fuck with Hammer if you want to. And some people learned the hard way. Some people learned the hard way, boy.
A lot of people forget they confuse the wrong ones with these people. Are like, this is like, nah.
Yo, search for Thursday.
You know what I like about Hammer? Hammer never used that power he had for his advantage. Nope. He was known for doing his dancing and all that in his community. And when he got on, but his family and where he from, it never transformed into him to play gangster and all that. But he was just a real dude all the way around, but a nice brother.
His brother will make your ass missing though.
So
So again, like I'm gonna go ahead.
Kev, remember when Search ran from Oakland because Ham was about that?
MC Search. Ask MC Search about it.
Well, and again, I'm not trying to be that dude. It's just
Search went into hiding, and just now coming back out.
Well, I'm just saying I ran with goons. We didn't think because anybody could get touched. Everybody got goons. You know what I mean? But my whole thing was I never wanted to act like I was the baddest nigga in the club because I got 20,000 niggas up in here. I
would have been just loved to just been a fly on the wall for real back then, following you around, not like a fanboy. The people, just because the culture back then, man, like because the 90s back then in New York and everybody was doing what y'all had to do, and then it spread. But where it originated, like just to see where, because a lot of people think, that was so long ago. It wasn't as long as everybody really thinks it was. It was still that much of an impact.
You're right. It was an impact, and
then you get the Freaknik, and it went spread. Then Atlanta got it, and it was. I remember for a while, dude. It was Atlanta, New York, LA, and just the triangle during that time frame when music was the shit, bro.
It was just the shit,
and that was it. But it wasn't that long ago, if you think. But like it was, and then they started taking advantage of again, like they always do, the culture.
Every so often, music industry goes into a transition, and that's all it is. It's just everything went into a transition, And I'm gonna just break something down. Back in the days, there was a task force when Rudolph Giuliani was district attorney in New York. He had a task force called TNT. TNT ran up on you. If you got a couple of stacks in your pocket, they're going to take it, put it in the envelope and say, hey, come down to the precinct and prove to us where this money came from. We want to make sure y'all ain't got no drugs, guns. But
was that around the time they were still doing a RICO and everything? Or was that when it started?
This was in the 90s.
Okay.
This was in the 90s. And when he did that, what happened was motherfuckers was coming up with ideas. Hey, this was my aunt's money I was picking up from her. She owns a laundromat. My dad owns a liquor store, blah, 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 blah. So guess what started happening? A lot of record labels, dudes were investing their street money into fake record labels, music studios, and they were hustling, putting their money into that. So in essence, that's how a lot of this independent shit with the hustlers got involved in the game, because they realized, like, look, we getting busted for cocaine on the street, and that's taking away our money. So wait a minute, let's get into this music shit. Nothing speaking against the hustlers and all that, but there was times at the New Eurekan cafes, the poetic cafes, you would hear this coming out in a poetic form. on how the platform has been confiscated by the streets to make money, to make the drug money, when really it was hurting the game. That was another reason why you see a lot of just street dudes doing this shit. Fuck the culture, fuck hip hop, nigga. This is how I'm getting money. But
well, a lot of dudes don't even understand who. It aggravates. Oh my!
Yeah,
Oh
see,
man!
here's the aggravating part. What demographic is downloading this? The high schoolers,
Yep.
the middle schoolers, kids that have virgin ears to dick, pussy, and fucking and all that shit. Now they love it when mom and dad don't even know.
Like they sit there listening to 2 Live Crew the other day. It's like, I love this song. I'm like, bro, if you would have played that back in the day, it would have put your ass in jail.
So our little babies are being exposed to porn on wax and all the stuff in the movies, man, at such a young age, where it's forced into their face.
Now they sit there and they glorify this shit with Meg Thee Stallion. I ain't trying to sit there and take away from nobody's credit, nobody's talent.
No, of
you
course
said it
not.
perfectly. They demonize this shit like a motherfucker, yo.
And
it's sad.
What it is.
And but we let it happen, and that's why I always say
in other countries don't allow American music. It's filtered. They make sure their culture is not contaminated with all of the fornication, as they say, the demonic this, the drugs, to that. It is what it is. I don't wear a halo around my head. I just keep it real with the facts, and that's what's going on in this country.
It's been like that, That's
no more structure. Morality is being thrown out the window. Whatever.
A lot of people don't understand what that word means either. Like, what do you mean by that? They're like, dude, why did you just? Well, I seen them do it. Someone do it the same way.
Yeah, but soon as some people start having kids, they either want to expose it to their kids. They say, fuck it, they're gonna learn that shit anyway. So I might as well, teach them myself. Or some people keep their kids away from that shit, man. Don't want them to be contaminated at such a young, early stage of life.
Yeah, and it's just for a generation that grew up what we had to go through just in watching what we did. Like we watched 9/11 happen. You were damn. You were there, weren't you? Or was you not there for that?
I flew over the Twin Towers September 10th.
Shit, I was in Virginia Beach.
I was stuck. I had to walk 250 blocks that day. I was one of those people you saw walking across the bridges. Because they shut down all the bridges, they shut down everything. You couldn't drive no car, no public transportation. You had to walk. So I walked all the way. I was in Midtown Manhattan, and I had to walk all the way from 40.
So you was there the day, but you wasn't there when it happened.
I could look straight down, and I could see all the smoke. So I wasn't too far. So yeah. That was a crazy day.
I'm with y'all. I'm just trying to do something really quick. I'm still here.
So, good, man. That's just.
Excuse me.
Again, I'll say this probably a lot of times.
What the game needs is somebody to come from the left. Just like somebody could come from the left and be like, I hate dumb niggas. Let's hit dumb niggas. And look, just like somebody could come from the left with some new shit that the world is waiting for. Everybody's not listening to everything. So
I wish it would have been Nas, man. Like Nas, because early Nas, before everything happened with him, because that dude was one of them poets. Yeah. Nobody has a poet no more. Kendrick's dope. Don't get me wrong, but somebody that's actually, not glorifying it, but actually just saying this is fucked up.
You know who it was to me? Nipsey. I love that dude.
Who?
Nipsey.
Well, legit, and no disrespect to Tupac's craft at all, but Nipsey was really what they glorified Tupac to be. Nipsey was that dude.
Right.
But I'm not speaking on anything because I don't really know much about Nipsey. Just he didn't deserve to get only blown up after he died, yo. That's all I'm gonna say after doing a little bit of research. Yeah. That man was a great man. He was that dude, but he was trying to fix things and change things, and unfortunately, the wrong person got jealous, and
when the chosen one is revealed, Do you notice the career is short? Because things are not to be revealed at the time.
Yep.
That's how you have to look at it. That's how you have to look at it, bro. Oh God. Seriously. A lot of people die, man. That shit. Look how that shit happened with Pop and Biggie, Big L. I mean, just look at the people who, when their careers just got started, they're gone.
Yep.
Really, just pay attention, man.
Nobody wants to. They just think because, like me and Love were talking about the other day. A lot of people will sit there. You hand them $40,000, and they'll sit there and sign their life away because that's $40,000 and don't realize what they do. And they sit, and a lot of these houses and shit, Boog, you hit this, a lot of them rented for real. A lot of them, like I love that shit after MTV Cribs Pop like stopped happening. Reason why that happened because a lot of them houses and cars were rented.
They were rented. They didn't.
I don't believe in that Illuminati shit, but they got people so fucking confused with that shit. It's ridiculous.
Well, because you get they show you you get the hotels, you get the parties, you get drugs, you get everything you want, but it's so really your money.
When we was getting,
it's not their money. That's not a gift. But you get that's why a lot of these artists go broke. Shit have happened to Hammer, unfortunately. Fucking Vanilla Ice, you see it happen a lot. A lot of these dudes get taken advantage of by people that don't give a fuck about anything. A lot of
niggas that should punk their ass. That's what that was. Well, Suge know who to punk. Suge know we can run that on. Not taking out Suge, man. But motherfuckers know who they can do what to.
And again, it hits to the fact, and I don't want nobody to feel offended by this. It goes to the fact that a lot of these dudes relate about the life that they said they are in the music, and you come across somebody that is. And do you want to keep being an artist, or you want to end up, not? And a lot of you gonna take the choice of just being an artist and do what they say. Hey, unfortunately,
I'm a radical artist, man. I'm a radical producer, and I still believe in uniting the platform.
Shout out to me, fellas. I gotta get ready to go. I gotta go to my building because I gotta make sure my security there on these stores. And Kev, I'm gonna try to hit you a little later once I get everything set.
All right, do that. You know what I mean? I'm like this. If you got bars, I got you. It ain't about money with me. I don't care about money. We can make money. Money is, God knows you need money. Bottom line, I don't know where everybody's at in their life. I've been down and I lost a lot, but you would never see Low or Groundwatch involved in stuff that, because a lot of people say, yo, why you not with a lot of the artists today? Because I'm around a lot of death. Think about it. Why do I want to keep hearing stuff that will remind me of stuff that I've been through?
Well, just the names, man. Like the people just attached to them records right there and just attached to why you're still here, man. And the people that are still attached, your name's attached to that are still artists today. That it's just crazy. Like, I don't blame you. No offense. Yeah. No, I'm a historian when it comes to that. I just tapped into my,
we all have a sphere of influence, whether you have plaques on the wall or whether you this or whether you that. There's someone that looks up to you. There's someone that needs you. And the more you build a platform based on your purpose is what can open endless doors for you. Long as you know who you are. See, I'd rather put in a whole long list of who I am not first. Because this way I'm not trying to be those things. And just be exactly who I'm gifted to be. I'm a 100 dude, man, and I relate to all kind of struggles, all kind of shit. People locked up, people ain't got it. Some people ain't got nothing to reach for. But I was always surrounded by people who say, listen, if you're going to fall on your back. Because there's only one way to go, is that's up. You know what I mean? So I get it. And that's real talk.
Nah. I get it too. That's why I appreciate you taking time out to speak with me and, the conversations we've had. And again, man, like you reached out and called me. Like you didn't text me, you didn't message me. Just the aspect of that, y'all, has gotten lost with people, and it's unfortunate because everybody wants to get somewhere and they don't realize really why they want to get there, and they're so focused on the goal, on getting there, that they lose sight on ways that you can make it to where it can be a common goal. And you hear somebody else that's better than you, just maybe a little bit, and you get jealous instead of sitting there like, damn, I want to be like that person too. And instead of, turning it positive, you want to sit there and just use it as envy. And that's one thing that I don't understand with this generation at all. They want to sit there and be quick to hate, but as soon as it comes to, let me do this, they only do it for the view of it. They don't really do it for being a good person. And
yeah,
that's where I come from. I'm 34. I'll be 34 in less than 2.5 hours. So, yo, I don't understand where people that grew up where I did that act more childish than the kids that are now.
and
I never got that.
A lot of people don't have those influences around them.
Nope.
And that's why I just use my sphere of influence to be that influence.
Right.
Fuck it. I don't care if I don't get paid for it or not. There's plenty of venues I did and I didn't get paid for it. But guess what? When it was over, while I'm packing up, the line is out the door. And half of that line is saying, hey, Lo, you really helped me. That's my payment.
Yeah.
And, like I said, man, a lot of places I go, people looking outside, man, what you drove up in? What you drove? I know you driving something, man. Look, that's not a big deal, man. I'm here for you. And I know under the sound of my voice, there are people who need help. It's almost like, no, it is like, I've been up there already. I know what the air is like up there. Now I came back down to talk to certain people, not to be so much in a rush to go up there. So sometimes you don't understand what that looks like or how to comprehend that. Let's just say, here's a young lady. She's scared of crowds. Get me out of here. Oh my gosh, I'm not going. Oh, come on. Take me to the car. But she could sing so good. Beautiful singer. Now her cousin's like, girl, you need to be in the studio. Hey, Lo, I got a girl that could give. Let's just use this as an example. So we do a song. We do a couple of songs. And I'm like, oh my God. Get a vocal coach, get everybody, song arrangements, everything. Now she blows up, an overnight wonder. Oh my God. Right? Now she goes on tour. And she's like, oh my gosh. And everybody like, calm down, just do your song. Security, when she comes off the stage, let's get her in the van, let's get her up out of here. Her song is #1 all across the country. You following me, Jay? Now check this out. Now here it is. Ooh, let's say her name is Shawnee. Shawnee, no offense to any Shawnees out there. Shawnee, I want your autograph. Could you give me your autograph? And she just rushes past all the people who want her autograph. So guess what they're saying? Shawnee, fuck her, man. She thinks she all that. She don't want to sign her autographs. But guess what? 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, guess where you find Shawnee? At the bar in her hotel, taking down shots, maybe popping some pills, smoking that dro to escape this shit, because Shawnee is afraid of crowds. Her phobia. No one knew that. 64 city tour. By the time she come back off tour, guess what? Shawnee's a fucking drug addict. Substance abuse. Didn't even know, the world didn't know that Shawnee made it so high that she's been fighting that reality to come back down. It's like sometimes the industry is not built for a lot of people. Because I've been around some of the dangerous motherfuckers, man, on tour, where I'm sitting here like, man, my safety is important. I mean, we about that life and all that. So what I be telling a lot of dudes who saying, yeah, north side, east side, south side, or west side, go on a 64 city tour. You might be in a hood where they got beef with the South Side, but they don't know you talking about the South Side from your city. They might be thinking, you know, when drinks is flying, niggas drunk. Like, did that nigga just say South Side?
Somebody just wants to prove a point.
Them South Side, that nigga screaming South Side. Don't we got problems with them South Side niggas? Or East Side, East Side. Man, that nigga ain't saying no East Side. I know he ain't saying East Side. That's the danger of doing certain type of music. Because that's where your money is when you on tour. So if your songs is just straight street, then so be it. But you gotta think about it. When you going into different areas of the country, you know, I've been in almost 52 states. So I've been in a lot of the hoods, a lot of this, a lot of that, I've seen a lot. And so you come back as a businessman on what to do and what not to do. But I also seen how the effects of the business could change an ordinary individual to a person that say, man, I don't never smoke no weed. I'll never drink. I'll never pop pills. And that's exactly what they do because they're trying to escape because all this shit is overwhelming.
But that's not what gets paid. That's not what they want seen. And I'm not talking about as far as they as an artist. It's just you I'm not trying to exploit you on this level, but you've been there and you have the conversation with her. So when I say they, you know exactly who the hell I'm talking about.
Yes.
So, and people forgot that the reason why they have you in your fucking phones, the reason why they have you forgetting and not seeing what the hell's going on above you and around you, and why we only know 5% of our fucking oceans, and why NASA was originally only built for aquatic investigations only. They went down one time. And after that one mission, they started figuring out how to get us the hell off of this. And now we know a lot about space, but nothing about our oceans. They're making you forget what the hell is about to happen because we have forgotten that they're destroying our heritage and our culture. And I'm talking about us as far as human beings, yo.
Of course.
So, and that's a whole conversation where if you start talking about that, they start watching you, putting you on the list. But I just don't understand. So many people want to talk about their life until they start like, all right, well, let's put you on a platform and let's see what you buy. Oh, I don't want to. What? I'm scared. Well, you said, okay. So what the hell? But
well,
I thought that's sorry.
No, you good. I just want people to be balanced. Be balanced spiritually, mentally, physically.
And they forgot about that.
You know, it says an unbalanced man, an unstable man is unstable in all his ways. So I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. I believe in my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who died for my sins, right? That's who saved me, to be honest with you. I never was going to say it on any platforms, but I say it now because even when I was locked up, do you know a dude came peeking in my thing and he said, yo, man, God sent me to come talk to you, man. And I'm sitting there looking at this dude like, whoa. And what he was saying to me, he knew nothing about me and he was pouring into me. So I have to acknowledge stuff like that. I have to speak it out because that's what's happening now. It's an abandoned ship right now for this world.
Yep. And nobody's paying attention.
And nobody's paying attention. But we will glorify everything they say about the demons and demonic and all these creatures and this and that.
I don't watch the news no more and that's why I don't listen to mainstream. I stopped listening to mainstream music back in 2000 when it got obvious. Because how you gonna mean to tell me all these people started having accidents the same way, but yet you glorify them more after they're dead, making them martyrs than you would have when they. Okay,
yeah, unfortunately, but I'm gonna.
But you know that's a whole conversation to have when you start talking about they're like, oh shit.
I'm gonna say something very personal, and that's one thing we all don't know is that Tupac, Live Squad, we prayed. When I met Tupac's family, and we was in Atlanta when he first got his house there, and his mom and them shut us down. They said, no. Today's Sunday. Y'all turn that off. We're going to have dinner and we're going to pray. And that fascinated me. And now that I'm a grown man, I'm 58 years old. Yeah, I still love hip hop, but I got God in my life, man. And my thing to someone, whether you believe or not, wherever you rest your head, talk to them. Ask him, if you sitting here not knowing what the fuck is going on in your life, what to do, where to go, what. Sometimes we be at a wit's end of saying, what, man? That's where God wants you. You're exactly where he needs you to be, because it will be total dependency on him to direct your path if you believe.
See, and I want to hit on that point too, because you're one of the few people when I've said I'm spiritual, but I've got saved, but I'm also one of them few that I branched out. I started talking with Buddhists. I started talking with everybody just because I wanted to understand. Because how can you tell me I'm supposed to hate somebody if I don't understand you? And what I came to learn is I don't judge you off of what you look like or how you are. I judge you off how you come back to me and how you use me. Because at one point in my former life, and that's a whole other conversation for a lot of people that said they're talking you crazy. But if you really get to under point, I had a lot of issue with my brain. I had to learn, like, I'm not supposed to be able to walk again right now, and I'm supposed to be able to do. I have a really bad phobia of exposing myself to a live platform too. So that's why I started doing this when I first started doing lives last year, to force myself to be out there and people understand my story, because I know I'm not the only one that went through what I did. So why not tell people? I know I'm not the only one that thinks like I do. So why not find more people? Because if you're only coming to my way for music, I'm sorry, y'all, but I didn't start this for music. I started this because I wanted to meet people like this man, because there needs to be more of us out here trying to get y'all to understand there's a lot going on. You need to get better with yourself before you try to judge anybody else and be like somebody else. That's it.
I spoke somewhere, and it's good that you said that, because I spoke to so many different people with different religious beliefs. And when I was in the room, I said, how many of you Catholic? How many of you Buddhists? How many of you Muslim? How many of you Seventh-day Adventists? How many of you Baptists? How many of you Apostolic? How many of you Pentecostal? How many of you? So many hands was raising up different parts of the room. And I said, I'm going to ask a realistic question. What is the greatest challenge of your belief? People were saying fasting, praying, reading, and understanding. I said, I'm looking for a more realistic answer. The most realistic answer is applying the disciplines. People will walk around with such an intelligence of things that governs them spiritually, but they fail in applying a lot of the disciplines of it.
As long as I'm good and go to church once a week, I'm good. No,
church
that's not how it works.
You. So, like I said, I just use my sphere of influence. Love for the craft. I love this. I know darkness when I see it. I discern it, but to each his own. I don't judge anybody, but I'm just saying, I know there's people who are listening right now feeling what I'm saying, because a lot of people don't know. I almost died like 4 or 5 times. And that's another story. But somebody came to me and said, God spared your life. So how did you know that? How did you know?
Right. But man, that shook me when somebody said, I'm like, whoa, I don't know you. They're like,
right, I don't know you.
And it happened in jail. So I was sitting like, whoa, we about to.
I don't get into the hocus pocus and the spooky stuff.
But I've seen enough to believe there's something out there that's doing everything for a reason. I don't care what you believe, what it is, as long as it doesn't cause harm to innocence for no reason. Believe what you want, because that's the most beautiful thing about being human. We're allowed to believe. Because unfortunately, church started out when they first originally started preaching and was to the open public. He didn't care what it was, what you looked like, it was just as long as you listened, he would talk to you. That's what preaching technically is, y'all. I'm not trying to get anybody no feelings, but that's what it is. What we're doing right now, we're preaching. That's it.
And the thing
but people got lost in that, unfortunately.
And they try to intellectualize everything. Like, how can that be? If
they intellectualize and then demonize at the same time, man.
Yeah. So, but I think for me, and I speak for myself, I feel that if you are so spiritually discerned, a supernatural movement should have happened in your life that you cannot explain it, because flesh cannot comprehend this thing.
Oh.
So therefore, something supernatural has to happen that will seal your faith. Because that's just how it is. But my
You're
point,
not. You're speaking my life
there's
as
some people who don't have hope right now. There's some people who don't
they
understand.
want to be like everybody.
So that's
That's
why I
it.
tell them shut the world off. Where you lay your head,
It worked with so
talk,
and so. It worked for them. No,
talk to them.
no, don't do it.
I ain't gonna
Because what's
stop
going to
doing
happen?
that.
You're gonna get burned out. Then you're going to end up like everybody else that's
No,
going to just get lost.
you know, I heard Biggie say it, I heard Nas say it, and I heard Tupac say it. Lo, your production makes me think. He took
And it's you knew them back when they were starting out. That's the
it,
fucking crazy part. Like, dude, that's oh, just
and it was a blessing for me.
mm,
Um,
damn.
it I remember I talked to Big when he broke his leg, and we was in the studio. It was me and Big.
Was this
Went down there.
before? So this was before everything. Not when he was going back to LA. Before.
This was before he went to LA,
Oh,
and because he had a broken leg. I remember he had a car crash. I think Little
yeah,
Caesar was out.
yeah.
And Big was like, "Yo, I don't give a fuck about this Tupac beef, man. I'm just
He
long as I
did.
can, you know, I need." He said he Big told me inside of his mouth. He said, "If I sell 2.5, I'm good because I know my daughter is going to eat." And I was like, "Big, don't say that." He's like, he didn't care what happens after that. I was like, "Big, don't say that, man. We love you, nigga. Come on, man. It's all this misunderstanding shit. That's all it was, misunderstandings." And
It wasn't even them. That's the fucked up part.
and when Big died, if you look on the back of his album, it says "Thanks, Lo." You know when that you read all the credits, yo, big up to my man and all that. You see "Thanks, Lo," because I told him, man, don't talk like that, man. The word, the hip hop needs you, nigga. You know, and talking like that. But we, you know, unfortunately,
What they need is they need them unreleased albums that Miss Robbins had. Oh, because
Big was a good dude, man. He was
he
a good dude. I mean, I met these people as who they are, not for what they did in the studio. You know, I seen different work ethics. I saw Big just sitting there, just like this.
he loved his dog. Like he don't get me like Big was a product of his environment. That's the issue. A lot of these dudes were products of their environments, man. They wasn't glorifying it. They were products of where they was
Yeah,
because a lot of
whatever.
these dudes don't know what government cheese is. Like I remember growing up in the stories from my dad and my grandpa and understanding how they treated y'all and what they did. But y'all, like Wu Tang, a lot of these dudes, you were in that circle. Again, not trying to say that, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's just being real with it. Like, and these dudes now forget how it's just because you can sit there, get on SoundCloud, get on BandLab, get a
yeah.
sample, whatever.
Scholars
The
and that
motherfucker
shit.
that's made that possible for you.
I just don't
It's
understand now when people saying, "Yeah, I'm putting my album out," and I'm sitting here thinking like, "Oh, you got a 360 deal, or you this, you that," and it's like, no, they uploading it to SoundCloud or they uploading it to here and uploading it to there. And I say, okay, I'm gonna give him 6 months or a year, and then I'm gonna check back with him. Hey, so what happened with your album? Oh no, we putting out another album. Like, what happened to the first album? You
and
know,
it's no offense to nobody because I know a lot of artists
nah,
starting out, but it's just you can't stay there, y'all. You can't.
it's an easier way for people to have control over their own shit, but no one in Idaho hears it. No one in Washington State. No one in Wyoming,
It's
Vermont.
about it, and
So,
that's just in. Yeah, that's
Milwaukee.
it.
Nobody's hearing it in other places. You're just in a small demographic, which is it's fine. But I don't know. The language is different to an old schooler like me. You know, I'm more of on another whole nother level. I need to find out who's in charge of the Netflix movies. I want to know who's in charge of this and who's in charge of that, because a lot of times that's free marketing and free exposure to all over the place, all over the world type thing. And that's what I like to do. Like I said, I know I'm gifted at doing artist development. It's just I want to be on the right platform because I haven't given up, you know. But if it's a cause and a movement to impact culture, I'm radical with that all day.
And that's where a lot of people can't because you're one of the few that I wish I'll ask you this now because you know of who you knew back then. if everything didn't happen like it did and the media didn't take it how it would, could you imagine what could have happened with all them dudes? They would have stayed how they were in Digital Underground, and just, can you imagine that? I'm not trying to hype it up. It's just dude, what they were trying to do besides just the music, just the movement. It was
movement. And I seen shows like Method Man and Redman was doing, and the crowd wasn't even moving. They were just looking at them like. And you could see, I don't know if it was on TikTok or something.
They didn't start getting hot until they started getting known mainstream.
Right.
That's the fucked up part.
And now in today's culture, if you're not, turning up on some ignorant shit, then you ain't saying nothing. Yeah.
Like a whole lot of people, like with this live right here, like a lot of people would have missed. That's why I didn't really play much music. Because of who you are and just respect for it, and they need to hear our words and what you're talking on, because I appreciate you on here. Like if you ever want to jump on here, and I would have loved to do it again.
Yeah,
any other time.
Anytime.
Because dude, like for real, like y'all need to understand this man and then Bug too. Yeah, like, just don't get confused by them plaques, y'all. Like this man right here is that dude that
I normally don't show about. I normally don't show these plaques, but I just moved into a place and I wasn't able to hang them. I don't know where I'm gonna hang them.
A lot of these dudes would not be as popular as they think they are if Big didn't go out, if Pac didn't go out, if Nas didn't happen like it did. But only one that's really still around for real like that is what, Jay? That's about it, right?
Well, yeah, I guess there's some names that hasn't made it into the mainstream.
But like, because I remember when Mace was started to pop up, and that was my dude. Was back when I was more No Limit. Like that was my people. I loved watching because they were like no matter what you did, they were the opposite of what I seen Diddy do. Right. Diddy was always taking the spotlight from the artist. So I like when it was the producer and everybody was sitting there putting them on and showcasing artists or showcasing more family, then getting the spotlight because the artist was like, hey yo, if it wasn't for this dude, I wouldn't be this person. Right. Diddy, man, that motherfucker would, and he was just a fucking errand boy.
And the thing is, I'll say this: Diddy stole a song for me. It was
it wasn't just you. That's the fucked up part.
Yeah, man. When Mary J. Blige was doing her album, I submitted some tracks and I gave him a beat CD, and the first one on there was how can I love somebody else? He stole Happy from me.
So I ain't trying to cut the trade. So as far as with the unreleased with Biggie, does his mom still own that, or does really Pop? Did he own that?
Sometimes you don't know the deals that went down. Because even some of my stuff,
and that
lost. I did a song called Pain on Above the Rim soundtrack that got lost. All kind of stuff got lost because of red tape and contract stuff. So
a whole lot of people don't even know what the hell they're doing.
People don't even know sometimes. We did contracts, but certain things went down that confused shit. And that's what it is. It wasn't like we didn't know what we was doing. We had good stuff, but some lawyers came in and fixed stuff. But when it comes down to Biggie, I don't know his business.
Y'all, it wasn't cool to be hip hop. It wasn't cool to be rap. It wasn't cool to be this until the fucking Senators kids started listening to it. Until they had to because they wanted to make mommy or daddy or who the fuck ever happy. Before that, man, they didn't give a fuck about y'all.
I don't know if you remember when they was going to ban hip hop.
I do.
Tipper Gore, the NRA movie.
I remember when they bought NWA's albums and literally steamrolled them bitches. On live TV.
Because we all had to fly out to LA. It was Cold Chillin' Records, Universal, Interscope. A lot of us had to fly out to LA, and they were showing these videos of the NRA movement, Charlton Heston, Tipper Gore. That was Al Gore's wife. Because of the statement you just made, that hip hop was going into the senators' sons and the the lawyers and all.
And then they started getting cocked on the fucking ghetto and shit. Want to be hoods.
These quote unquote other cultures' children They was wearing the fat toe laces, the gazelles, and
Becoming the fucking
chains. They
Malibu
was
most
wearing
wanted
chains
everywhere, bro.
in Beverly Hills, talking about, and they was like, wait a minute, this is destroying our culture. And that's when Public Enemy and all them started turning up. Everybody started turning up. Hip hop was answering to that. Y'all ain't banning this. So I did a lecture at a university, and someone stood up and said, Mr. Raines, I want to ask you a question. What happened in hip hop that caught you by surprise? And I brought that up. I said, when hip hop reached your culture, what is your nationality? I think she said, my family's from Ireland. I said, okay, when hip hop hit your culture, they got angry. And she said, are you serious? I said, I know you shocked at this generation because hip hop is in everything, commercials, movies, everywhere.
It was rock music and everything. It was bad.
When we were doing it, you can talk about, yeah, we hustling them things. We got them things and pointing guns at the screen. Guess what? Tomorrow, feds is knocking at your door. You're under arrest. Is this you?
Well, that's why I remember when MTV first popped off, because when they started doing the live peak, they would started having the music you really weren't allowed to listen to.
You couldn't,
and that's when
censored.
It was crazy as hell.
And like I said, everything was going through a transition, and it's so crazy now how I could see all of the stuff that I'm seeing. Like, man, couldn't do that back then.
I'm watching Snapchat, feeding my son, and now they have a ranch commercial where this dude's using a hip hop beat talking about ranch. Then they have the DJ, the lawyer that has in my area that has a hip hop thing. So I remember 20 years ago, shit, you hip hop, you automatically selling weed, you automatically selling packs to get what you are. When a lot of these dudes really weren't. Like NWA, they really weren't what you was. The only one that really was about that life was Easy. And that was just he was the one, he was a dope boy, but he wasn't really anything like that. But nobody else was about that life. They just said about their lifestyle.
They built the brand.
Yep.
So
and still got fucking raided by the police when they were on stage.
I heard a man saying, you go to a company as a white person and say, hey, I want to put this music out, and it's talking about bitches, hoes, and killing niggas. And they'll be like, well, I'm sorry, you can't do that. And there's another person from another culture said the same thing. They said, nah, I'm sorry, we can't promote that. But
that's why Will Smith said that they all had to reach out to people like him.
Check this out. And then here's a black man come and say, yeah, I want to put these songs out about bitches and killing hoes, killing niggas and all this shit. And I'll be like, okay, now let's have a meeting. See, we can do it, and because they know that in our culture it's gonna make money.
Right.
But not just anybody could come on that scene. So in our culture now, it's like that's quote unquote supposed to be a hot commodity, but who can do it the best? That's what it is now. Everything you're hearing is almost like we're competing who can kill the person in the best dialogue, in the best this, who can get this money, and who can this with the dopest beat and the hottest hook, but it's phasing out. Little do people know something new is going to happen.
It was interesting when Exhibit and Ice Cube started popping up with videos recently, the past couple of months. I'm like, ooh, y'all pissed somebody off. But that's just, that's if you've been paying attention to the culture, y'all, not just. I'm not a fan of rap. I'm a hip hop dude. Don't get me wrong. I listen to some dope rappers if they have lyrics like Eminem. I like him to a point, but I was more, the other way. It's just I hated the fact of what everything was on the same fucking track back from 2000, except for Lil Wayne, before he started just freestyling his shit. Like when Weezy, back when they popped up the Hot Boys and all that, dude, man, again, just if music could go back to what it used to be, man, that would fix a lot of problems. But you like the idea of putting a rock band and a hip hop band and a rap group all in the same show to sell it won't happen no more, because nobody wants to fucking do it, and everybody wants to argue and prove who's better and all that shit instead of just doing it for the purpose of it, to make a difference and get fans, yo. put asses in the seats, right?
True.
But that's a whole. But nobody wants to talk about that, right? It's just. It's
totally agree with you on that.
If everybody could just sit back and think, why can you be how you are? Because I guarantee there was an artist, the term radical artist is a lost term. Unfortunately, there are not many of you. Like I said, Nas was a radical artist. Kanye is, and look what they do to him. They call his ass crazy and all kinds of shit because he refuses to sit there and take a handout from y'all and say nah, and openly talks about it. Like Will Smith said it. The reason why he was on tour and got popular is because they had to use him for like 2 Live Crew, and everybody had to use him because they would talk about, like how you said, they would talk about the violence and everything, and nobody could sell it. But you sit there, you talk like the Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff. Oh yeah, that's about it.
I think it's the way you do it. You know how they say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So it's the same way with music. It's how you do it. And I also speak for the artists who put the middle finger up, whether they make it mainstream or not. They still going to have the love of what they do and create good music. There's a lot of people out here creating good music. I've heard some beautiful music. And you would say, man, what you doing with this? He said, it doesn't matter. I'm just being who I am, whether it reaches those platforms or not. And that's the kind of producer I am. Whether it reaches this platform again or not, I really don't fucking care. I'm going to still do some hot shit. Because if you listen to my stuff, I played a few things on Worldwide Collab, and it was like, people were like, damn, Lo, let me get that. Let me send that to me. Don't even know that was made 5-10 years ago. I got tracks up the wazoo. I'm going to continue to do what I do because I'm not conformed to the platform. I didn't sign 3 deals before, so it doesn't matter. So I can bring some kind of attention to the platform, but I'm not just bringing anything to the platform.
Right.
I'll represent any artist out there. If you got some good shit, holler at me. Holler at me. I'm not unreachable. You can reach me.
But it's they want you to get you all, they want you to pull them through the door and sit there, hold their hand through it, and that's not how this shit works, yo.
And I get that. And if somebody's listening to me, I get that. Because I don't want to sound so stern, like, yeah, you lazy ass motherfuckers and all. No. Some people need artist development. Some people just don't know. It's just like when you go for a job, you really want to work there, but you're not experienced. What do? They fucking train you. They train you how to put you into this workplace so you can move up. Those type of dudes, those type of sisters are the ones I like to work with.
Nobody wants to be coachable no more.
Well, I
unfortunately.
So, let's just say some, because I give others the benefit.
Yeah, there's some credit out there, but it's just,
man, I'm that dude to say, I know there's some out there that say, man, I need help. Maybe Lo could help me. Maybe, and just kind of ashamed or got their pride, their ego. Man, guess how I learned? I learned through my man CJ. I used to do beats because when we was in the studio, we used to bring all our ideas until I invested in my own equipment. And do I got it around here? Yeah, because I have some of my equipment around here, some of my first shit that I started off with. And I used to play beats for him, and he used to be like, man, get that shit out of here. Listen to your drums, man. Your shit sound off. It's not on point. That tick, 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 tick. I used to have shit all over the place. So now when you hear my tracks, you hear my drums, because CJ used to say, make sure you hear your shit. So he trained me, and I led him. So that's why I speak the way I speak, because I come from an experience that there are some out there that just need help. They just need help. And some people are ashamed to say it, and some people are not. I'm the person, if I'm controlling the studio and I see a young lady kind of nervous and everybody, niggas bring 1,000 niggas to the studio. I used to clear out a lot of studio sessions. Like, everybody get out. Everybody get out. Y'all go into the break room.
And that's the people they listen to because they don't pay attention to the fact that they're just they're leeching off of them and living off of them. So yeah, they're gonna tell you that they're dope. So
they come in with their weed, they drink, and I kick everybody out. And now I'm here with the singer. I said, "Do you feel?" And you're in the mic room, and I press the button. Are you feeling better now? Everybody's going. She's like, "Yes," because when you're in the mic room and a singer, you wondering, you're sitting there seeing all these people looking at you through this glass. And I'm just giving you an example of artist development because you got to know the artists where they are.
Because you can't hear anything in the booth, but they can hear everything that they're doing in the booth out there. Well, so it makes you self-conscious.
It's not even that. It's just that she's seeing all these eyes on her, so it's making her nervous. And one thing about me as a producer, I can tell if a rapper is rapping and reading. He's reading and rapping instead of memorizing it. Like, yo, I hear this. Was you reading when you recorded this? He said, yep. I said, I can tell. So rapping.
See, I thought I was rude telling people that. So you do that too?
Yes.
Okay.
So here's the thing, without hurting their feelings. Hurting their feelings. When you go for a movie and the director or the person who wrote the script, right? Cut, right? I want you to get into character. You know, this character is saying, open the fucking door. You're just saying, open the fucking door. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes when you flowing, you could tell where they
really feel that shit or not.
Character with it. They're not flowing the way they're supposed to flow. Some flows are laid back. Other flows, you gotta just turn with it. And sometimes the track is too powerful for you to be laid back on this track. You reading? Are you reading? You was reading, right? Yeah, I was reading. See, that's what I'm saying. You gotta memorize it so you can finesse it.
Make it your own, no matter what. If somebody does it for you, cool.
Development, man. That's artist development. A lot of people have never experienced that before. And sometimes they're surprised when the engineer play it back and they go, man, you was right, man. That do sound better. See, it materializes during the process of the sessions. So that's what I'm saying. I love helping people that way. So I speak for those who know they need help, but they don't know where to get it from because everybody on their own shit.
And that's why I backed up.
Me. That's what fucked up with the world is. You do you, I do me. You on your own.
Well, when I first started doing this and people started noticing me, because I started my dude's real. His name's Nicky Spitfire. He's a Tupac historian. And I got linked with him just by sharing what his. I didn't realize he was an artist, and then it just went downhill after that, and people started catching on to me, and I found out the hard way that not everybody's really about this life. They just want to be locally famous. You hit on that earlier, and they don't really understand when people try to critique them that they're not being mean. They're just trying to tell them, all right, you really want to be about this life? Okay, this is the steps you're going to really want to take, because unfortunately, y'all, not all this is sunshine and rainbows. You do have to sacrifice just some things and be willing to wonder how bad do you want this shit? How bad do you want it?
Popcorn Society. And before I forget, what I tell a lot of people, like, where are you from? Where are you at now?
I'm in Ohio.
You're in Ohio. Okay. I was in Chicago. I'm in Indiana. I'll be in New York, LA, Atlanta. But my thing is, be concept driven. Concept sells.
Mm.
You have to think about it. If I hear an album and it's only you, and every song you saying, I'm this, I'm that, I got this, I got that, I'll do this, I'll do that, and I'll do that, and she this, oh, let me do a song for the bitches. Yeah, baby, do that thing, shake that thing, bend it over, blah, 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 blah. What else? You got a dance song. Everybody got dance songs. Yeah, you step it to the front, you do it like this. And that's it normally. The hood, the bitches, the drugs, the money. I get it. To me, sometimes that's just a person that's closed-minded. They haven't really expanded their demographic. You know, so it's okay. I'm not critiquing it like that, but you have to understand when you play an album, because when we were doing it was work, And the label will say, hey, y'all got to do 8 songs over. Y'all got to do number 1, number 2, number 4, number 6, 9. Because then we had 15, 16 songs on the album.
And y'all actually had to cut them and everything. Oh, dude. Oh.
And we had to do the 2-inch reels and all of that stuff. And had to do
splicing
it
and
over splicing and man. So when you have to do songs over, your talent is challenged then, because every song had to be different.
So when CDs came out as a thing, so how much of a game changer was that?
It really wasn't much of a game changer, because
you also had to do the cut, slice, and everything.
You recording, you still got to play that 2-inch reel and have the CD recording, or you recording it from ADAT. Remember the ADATs, the DAT machines? So you record it to that where it's mixed and mastered, and then you record it to the CD. You know what I'm saying? That was it. But sometimes it didn't change the analog, because we was doing it in analog. So when it turned digital, Pro Tools and all that kind of stuff, that's when it changed the game. It changed the game when it went digital. It made things more easier, more clear. Everything was so clear, not that grit, that grind.
Well, and you pointed out to where you can point out to when artists, you could tell somebody wrote that, or if they were punched out or not. I could tell, especially with this AI shit, I could tell when somebody actually was recording it and when it's AI, because AI, there's no breaks and there's no breath. You can't hear anything. It's just straight smooth.
But isn't
That's
that what
weird?
The ESSA is for? The de-ESSA plugin takes away the but then there's some people who rap without you hearing them going.
No, I'm not talking about that, but I'm just talking about just in general. It's weird. Like I'm a have a cappella background. That's what it is. Right. So I come from doing that. Like we didn't have a beat or anything to build. We or the beat. It's just I fucked up my voice, so I backed it. But I still have that training. I've been doing this shit since I was a little kid.
Right.
And I would always point out when somebody would do that, like, "Oh, well, you punched in." I could tell you did this. Like, damn, what? I'm like, that's just my ears. I can't help it. Like my daughter's the same way.
I can tell that in the acapella. Yeah, you can tell it in the acapella.
And it's just I try to tell people, they're like, "Damn, that's fucked up." I'm like, I'm not trying to critique you. It's just, if you want to really do something with this, you might want to do it this way, because I could hear at this point where you should have put this here. But nobody wants to hear that no more, unfortunately.
You know what I noticed, and look, I'm not a weed smoker and all that. I used to smoke weed and all that. What I used to tell a lot of artists, before you come to the studio, don't drink or smoke.
Make your mind clear.
Do your takes. Lots of times when they come in with 2 blunts in or popping gummies and all that shit, it affects the flow. All right, my bad. Yo, punch me in. Man, I like the first way I came in. I don't want to change that. Punch me in right here. And I get it. But then you get some artists, when they under the influence, they cold as hell. It helps them. So it has different effects on different people. But I've had the experience of seeing it on both sides of the spectrum. You know what I mean? So yeah, I get what you're saying.
And that's why, but you can't tell people, like, they're like, "Oh, well, this helped me relax." I get that, but how serious you want to be? Because if you can't do that when you have these white collar dudes, and a lot of people don't realize that these dudes really do exist. The boogeyman that y'all hear in these documentaries and all that shit, these people are existing. It's just those are ones that are getting exposed right now. Those aren't the only ones. You can't do that shit at their studios, because they won't give you fucking 60 grand. Because that's not your money. That's their money. They're not stupid.
That's their money.
They're gonna sit there and tell you, like, "Oh, get this boy out here." You're gonna sit there and get mad. What are you gonna do? Punch him? Then you're gonna sue. He's gonna sue your ass, put you in a hole, and make you disappear. Because you know why I'm saying this? Because there are so many dudes that unfortunately did not get heard because they did not want to back down, because they don't want to pay you for that. So are you willing to stand on your own, to invest on your own, and find other people like you, instead of being greedy? Because there's other people like myself out there. We don't want you to take advantage of us.
That's right.
So, but we'll sit there, we'll put our plate out, put yours out, and we'll put a big ass table. And the more people around us, that's more food. Shit, maybe I want some chicken. Maybe you want some ribs. Maybe, mix it up instead of just having one thing. And that's where people got lost at. We got comfortable being here instead of being learning. We have to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. Our ancestors and everybody before us did not go through the bullshit they had to go through for us to sit there and bullshit online, back and forth. Show the fact that we want to get fucked up. Be about something we know for a fucking fact we would not do. Because I've seen, all right, I'll speak on this, and I'm not a hard ass no more. I'm a dad now. I'll be about to be 34. It's hard for me to wake up in the mornings. But the fact that when I was out at the show I was in November, walked up, cocked the 9, looked at the target, not even aiming, hit perfect, boom, boom, put that bitch down, walked away, smooth as fuck, scared the shit out of me that realized I had something that I forgot I still had. But you know, I'm not that dude no more. And I'm proud to be that dude because thank God I'm not that dude because I wouldn't be here with my son. I wouldn't be here sober now. Only thing, and I smoke now to keep from my seizures, but shit, compared to the dude I used to be, I will take every bit of that shit. But you know, we can't tell people like our stories. They want to be just like us instead of wanting to be the best versions of themselves. I don't say the shit I do on here. Believe in yourself because I do to get views, y'all. I say this shit because I believe in it because I had to tell myself this shit in the mirror every day because nobody else is telling me this shit but me. And I found other people that believed in me. Therefore, I was doing something right, regardless of what everybody else fucking said. So I can be on this live for 2 hours and 5 minutes without playing but one song from my sponsor and be cool.
Right.
Because I'm proud being my fucking self. Where the fuck is y'all's intention? Sorry for the cuss words. It's just y'all know me. I'm straight savvy. I don't pretend to be nobody else but myself. So, you know, that's why
I think what God has called me, I know what God has called me to do is help people. And like I said, I use my sphere of influence to pull them in, you know, because I've seen studio gangsters. I've seen a lot in the studio. And when they came out the mic room, that was not the person that I'm hearing over the song. So no judgment here.
It's just as real.
It's
being
just
real with it.
Shit. It's real shit.
You take away the smoke and mirrors. You take a lot of these dudes. You hand them something, they ain't gonna know what to do with that shit.
Come on. It's just almost like you can pull out a rotary phone and tell someone to dial a number. Some people wouldn't even know how to do it.
Well, a lot of these dudes that, you know, used to be what I consider OGs that really were about it are wearing suits now, running shit.
Mm-hmm.
They were smart because you know why? This life is not what it's supposed to be. A lot of these dudes that are doing, you know, especially back then that did petty shit, they got locked up, and that you see people do now get off that are still in there. You don't hear them stories, but they're there, y'all.
They're there.
It's just, you know.
That's my thing, man. I'm a game changer, and I want to create more game changers. You know, I'm not the one to say, you know what we need to do? This is what we need to do, y'all. No, fuck all that need to do shit. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's stop talking about what we need to do. You know what should happen? This is what I think should happen. No, you make it happen.
You want to change shit in your community? Go to your city building, go to the county commissioner's floor, talk to the secretary. She'll tell you to write a letter. You know how I know this? I did it.
But you know, there's one correction with that.
But you gotta be. You can't just want to be somebody. Just do it though.
Living in Chicago,
yeah.
Sit there and say community, and when you come out into the quote unquote community, where's the community? This is not a community. This is just a neighborhood, and everybody doing what the fuck they want to do. Who's in control here? Where's the alderman? Where's this? A lot of communities are fucked up everywhere.
Well, and that's what they wanted to do because,
so
you know,
there's just places of impact. I would call it that. If we could impact the place because of the corruption and all kind of shit, the more society fucks up and causes all of this struggle for people.
What would help to change that? Everybody that's in the same city that's beefing with each other for the same reason. If they would stop beefing instead of and then go after the ones that keeps telling them not to do it, because there is more of us that actually are against them than if we really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, nobody wants to think of it that way because it's just we can storm the Capitol and pretend, but you know, that's a whole other. Yeah, I just love the fact that me being a conspiracy theorist for the past shit. See, I'm about to be 34, so I've been reading the books that you're not supposed to be reading and understanding the religion of those that came before and the true ones and all that since I was 8 years old, y'all. So the fact that all this shit's happening around us is a distraction from what's really going on.
What's really going on?
But you know, that's like I love the there's this podcaster on Snapchat that was sitting there. It's like, oh, they finally found tunnels under Jerusalem. I'm like, bro, they found them back in the 70s. They just didn't release the file, and everybody's like, oh, that's crazy. You can't talk like that. All they found that the Giza Plateau was actually a power plant. Can you believe it, dude? Wow. They've been talking about that for black people and this is what they really look like. This is what Jesus really looked like. I'm like, oh my god. Y'all need but here's a pacifier and a sucker. Get caught up, y'all.
Yeah.
Because by the time y'all finally do get caught the fuck up, you're going to be sitting there pushing the people. Because unfortunately, the Taylor Swifts, the Katy Perrys, everybody that's in mainstream, unfortunately, there's a reason why they change up. Because Trippie Redd, shit. There's and I'm not going to go into names because there's going to be people like, oh, I love listening. I'm just being honest with y'all. This is why I've stayed main underground music for the past 20 years because I refuse. Don't get me wrong. I keep my eye on shit and I love, but it's funny y'all finally figuring it out. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
Because Diddy was the only one, y'all. It's these dudes behind Diddy that have no idea about music that are just rich, old, white dudes. Not trying to be racist on it. It's just there's
a lot of people.
James Brown broke it wide the fuck open for a lot of people, and nobody paid attention back then because it was James Brown. But
yeah, you don't want to open that door.
Because if James Brown didn't do what he did, there would be no such thing as an independent artist. But it just so happened that he happened to be one of the ones that started getting crazy because of all the things and he was in the White House. And just so happened, what was it? Not so long after that, that's when all the crazy stuff started happening. But they used him and exploited the shit out of him, put him on, made a whole. Because I love James Brown, but I love the James Brown before they whitewashed him. And if you got to ask me what whitewash mean, I'm not trying to sound. This is what they do with everybody and every artist that hits that point in anything. He's not the only one. They do it in rock and roll. They do it in everything.
They say you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. Now it's like social media don't teach you that unless you research it. So you don't.
Even when you research, they change it.
Yeah,
history is no longer history no more.
You have a lot of people that don't even do research. So what you're saying is over quite a few people's heads because they're not deep with that shit. And I get it. There's some stuff I can embark on with it, but I don't want to do that because, out of respect, because some people tired of hearing it. For people like, oh, here we go. But my whole thing is I get in where I fit in. I've seen a lot. I know a lot. But my whole thing is the culture. If you really want to get involved in this game, come to the culture with it. And that's just it. What time your show ends?
I was about to end it now because I'm about to swap out.
Hey, happy birthday.
Appreciate you again. Appreciate you taking the time to jump on here with me, man. Like this means a lot for real because you are a busy man and I know you're doing your thing. So you definitely.
You good, man. I appreciate this time as well. Peace to everybody that's under the sound of my voice. And like I said, man, I ain't hard to reach, man. Groundwatch@gmail. If you need some help, some kind of insight or whatever, man, that's what I'm about. Don't let these plaques make you feel like I'm up there. There's no hierarchy. Don't put me up there.
And it's worth listening to him sit there and talk, or if you find one of his speeches, y'all listen to it because especially if y'all, the people that like watching what I'm saying on, has been saying on for a while, because this is how I started talking about the healing process from the beginning to the end, going through my life journey, but from an outside perspective because I didn't want it to be everything I. So
Right.
what I was talking about, you know, those that deal with drug issues or any real situations that nobody wants to really talk about, but everybody deals with. That's how I started this.
Right.
And I heard about you for a long time, and that's when I'd seen that, you know, that Zoom chat, and I was like, hold up, that's really low. That's low. And then I was like, oh shit. Like, let me talk. Then we started talking and we kind of ran a conversation. I was like, see, this man gets it. Because it doesn't matter at the end of the day what you see everybody else doing. What do you have to the table to change up everything? Because the culture is not just a race thing, it's the culture of us human beings, y'all. But if you want to rep something, make sure you stand on it. If you can't, back down and make sure you just represent yourself and be calm, be cool with it. Because there's a lane for everybody in this. Just don't use nobody, y'all. Take advantage of the fact that we reach out to you and want to help y'all, but don't take advantage of you want to take that inch and run it. And if you do, just own up to it, y'all. That's it.
You know, just don't worry about what to do. Just worry about who to be.
Exactly.
And that's it. So peace out. Peace and
Appreciate you, man.
bless everybody. And man, enjoy the rest of your evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Same here, man.
All right, y'all. Yep. I'm about to, end it. It's my birthday in an hour and a half.
So go ahead and do your thing, man. Thank God for another year,
Hey, yo, like it's 2024. Yeah, it's all started out as me and my best friend wanting to take a journey, and that best friend ended up being not what he was, and then me doing this and getting where I'm at now. But my story is all over my Facebook. Y'all want to tap in, like literally any kind of thing you've had to deal with in life, y'all. Definitely tap in, y'all. So, yeah, much love, y'all.
All right, brother. We'll be
Peace,
talking.
y'all. If nobody believes in y'all, I sure as fuck do. If you're gonna do anything, do it straight fucking savvy.
That's
Peace,
right.
y'all.
Peace.